Hi, this is Bobby Gilstrap with the New Work Foundation. I'm the executive director for our New Work Foundation, and we just wanted to come to you right quick on this page to tell you about our upcoming online event. With me today is Larry Black, who is the church planting catalyst for the Stone Mountain Baptist Association. So Larry, good to have you joining us today.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Well, I want to ask you to tell us a little bit more about what you do, but the reality is at the online event we're having on April 23rd at 7 o'clock that night, we're going to be streaming it right here on our Facebook page, so it'll be a Facebook Live, but you're going to be telling more about what you do, introducing us to several of the church planters that you're working with, and so I want you to kind of give us a tease as such. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing, kind of what you do now as a church planting catalyst. And then I want to kind of just talk just a little bit about some of the work that our supporters actually are doing, because right now the New Work Foundation is supporting your work as a church planting catalyst with the Stone Mountain Association. So we have a grant basically where we help support your salary for $1,000 a month. So that is a great investment in my view for the work of the kingdom because of what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about what you are doing and help us to understand what in the world a church planting catalyst does.
Thank you, Bobby, and I'm thankful to be a part of this virtual New Work Foundation banquet and to share with you all of what God has done in the short time that I've been back here in the Atlanta area. I have the privilege, and I'll be sharing with the virtual banquet crowd, sharing with them about what I do online and in the field research. We're identifying fields of lostness and the levels of lostness in this multiple county area of East Atlanta. And so we've been discovering many fields of lostness, as well as more than 100 people groups, ethnic peoples that are without the gospel. I'll also be sharing with them about the many God called service. And God is calling out men into his harvest, and he's faithful to do that. I'll be sharing some about that and the training, the equipping that we are involved in equipping not only them, but their teams, preparing them to be fruitful and effective in the harvest. And then also the follow-up. It's not just that we train, but that we do ongoing equipping of the church planters as well as their team members. So we were active throughout that after a church planter gets started, and normally this ongoing equipping continues on for at least 5 years. So it's not a one and done, but we continue to invest in them.
Well, that is exciting to hear the kind of work that you're doing with all of these other planters. Tell me a little bit, your work is uniquely different than what a lot of people do in ministry, whether it be a pastor or even the church planter itself, because you are kind of a behind the scenes guy. But what I know, because I've done the same thing you're doing in catalyzing church plants, the reality is without what you're doing, many of these guys would be kind of, as they say, up the creek without a paddle. Tell us a little bit about how important that is. What excites you in the morning to get up and be able to help these guys? What is it that kind of gets your wheels going to help them? Because you're not the guy who's going to be out front when their plant, when their new church launches.
Bobby, like you, I have planted churches, but the truth of the matter is what I've discovered about me as I've been listening to that small still voice from the Lord, that I have this thirst, a passion to help men be fruitful and successful in the harvest. So what gets me up, what drives me each day is to invest back in these God-called men and their teams, and to see the gospel being multiplied in our region and beyond. We're going to continue to invest in them, but it thrills my soul every time I get a phone call or I see a report where men, women, boys and girls' lives have been changed, transformed, and even seeing other servants coming up from through their ministries, and or even a partnering church coming alongside and taking groups and helping them in that harvest, and they go back home and come to realize, oh, we can do this right back home where we are. That gives me joy, Bobby. So I'm very thankful to be able to invest this way in the kingdom.
Well, Larry, let me ask you one other thing. Many of our viewers that'll be watching our Facebook Live, our Facebook video today, are going to be folks that have been longtime givers, longtime donors to the foundation. Some of them for several decades. Others will be newer and just learn more about what we do and learn more about us. But what would you say to those who are donors or prospective donors about the importance of supporting church planting during a crisis time like we're in right now? I mean, this COVID-19, I got a text on my way here to be able to do this recording about a pastor that I'm mutually friends with, a person who texted me. His dad had passed away as a result of COVID-19. Have two other individuals that I know of directly that have passed away from COVID-19. I mean, it's a pandemic. So what do you say to folks? Why do we need to keep supporting someone like the New Work Foundation, or an organization like the New Work Foundation, that is going to be help resourcing new churches during this kind of a crisis?
Well, Bobby, that's a good question with a biblical application. We read in Paul's writings and others, Peter's, where as you invest in the work of the kingdom through these new churches, through the multiplication of the gospel and multiplying of disciples, you actually share in the fruit of each one's ministry. So as you pray, as you give sacrificially, think about the Philippian church and how they invested in Paul and how they saw the gospel spread throughout the entire Macedonian region and even Asia Minor. The Philippian church shared in the fruit of Paul's ministry. So as you invest in these brothers and their teams, you will share in the fruit of their harvest, because one day there's coming a day, an eternity future where each of our lives will be examined, and it's really the examination is what we've done by faith. So as you've prayed by faith, as you have invested financially by faith in the work of these teams, these church planners, you will share in the fruit of their ministries as well. That's exciting.
Yeah, it really is, Larry. And one of the things that I just want to remind our folks that are watching again is this online event that we're talking about comes up on April 23rd. So it's going to be at 7 o'clock that night, and it is going to be on Facebook, right here on our Facebook page. We'll also post it on our YouTube channel later, but it's going to stream live on our Facebook page. So Larry Black, who you've just met today, is going to be sharing more then. He's going to introduce us to 4 of the church planters that he's working with right now and hear some about their testimony, things that they're doing in ministry as well. And so I hope you'll join us. Now, let me tell you how to sign up real quickly. The registration page is going to be linked right here in the description of the video. And if you'll click there, there's more information about how you can get signed up to participate in the online version of what we'll be broadcasting at the online event. So you can sign up there. There's all kinds of levels. We're asking people to go ahead and be a sponsor in advance. So you can be all the way up to like a gold sponsor. We've got gold, silver, and bronze sponsors. And that is for several people to be a part, kind of sitting around your table if we were doing a banquet, or maybe an individual sponsorship. And then there's just like an unlimited number of free tickets as well to be a part. But we want to know that you're going to be with us and be a part of that, and ask you to share with others that we're going to be having this event. So Larry, let me say again, thank you to you, and look forward to you joining us and being a part of our event when we get together for online church planting celebration, a celebration of hope on the 23rd. So thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Bobby. Looking
All right.
forward to it.
We will see you in no time flat, just about, isn't it? All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.